Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I was back today at the range with the Daystate BlackWolf. Now, I was doing some pellet and slug testing because it was a bit of a calmer day. It was a bit of a wind, but it was very consistent and it was pretty good to be fair. So, I did use, yes, a lot of pellets and a lot of slugs, or 3 types of slugs, and I did this at 30 yards and also at 50 yards to give a good understanding of the rifle. Now, I will say in advance, the rifle is tuned to shooting in the Rangemaster Soverigne hunters, and that is obviously of a power level that I'm very happy with. All pellets were shot at velocity of between 10.8 and 11.6 foot-pounds, and it was showing good consistency across the board. Well, definitely at 30 yards. When you start pushing out to 50, well, that's where you saw the difference between some types of pellets and spreading out and showing some good consistency. So I did capture all of this with scope cam footage from my DNT Zulus, and I'll be using that in the video. Now, it was a very crowded day, so I didn't record myself and stuff whilst I was shooting, but I will be doing a voiceover during this video of going through what pellets they are as a shot cam goes through from the recording. So, without further ado, let's go through and have a look at this. So, first up, Soverigne Hunters 10.33, which is what my Zulus is zeroed for. So this is a nice tidy group, and I was very happy with it. Next up, Sovereigns 8.44. Again, a pretty nice tidy group. I've sped up some of the clips and stuff to make this not a huge long video. Here we have the JSB Exact Shorts 8.44. Again, this is what I normally shoot my bench rest card with. These performed nice and tidy as well. I will say all of these were with a Manu loader single shot magazine. So here's the Baracuda FTs. These are the 450s, and they shot a very nice group. Next up is again going to be Baracuda FTs, but the 451s. Now these were a different batch to the ones I used in my initial testing video, and these ones in the 451 actually performed pretty well, if I'm honest. Next up we have the Rangemaster Kaisers 8.64, and they performed pretty well as well. And then moving on to next is going to be H&N Field Target Trophies 450, and they performed a very nice group. As you can see, moving on to the end now. Next we have the Polymag Shorts, which are 8.02 grain, and a little bit of a bigger group, but not too bad. Something I'll be happy for short range pest control. Now to some QYS. These are domed, 8.48 grain, and yeah, again 30 yards, performed very well. Now some domed heavies, 9.56, a bit more of a spread group. I think I may have pulled one in this one, but not too bad. Then next up we have some QYS Streamlined. Not its favourite pellet, not too bad. Now the next one's coming up are all RWS pellets, because it was moaned at in my last video as a comment, so I didn't try any. So I did get a few tester packs. So Superdome, 8.3 grain. Bit of a spread group, so not the best. And then we have Superpoint Extras, 8.2 grain. Not too bad a group. And next up would be the Super Fields, which are 8.4 grain. Again, not too bad a group. Power Ball, 9.4 grain. Again, not too bad a grip for 30 yards. And then finally, the Supermag of the flatheads, on designed for much shorter range, so I didn't expect much from them. And then I was reminded, why didn't I shoot any Baracuda 8s whilst I was at the club? So here we go, nice small tidy group, H&N Baracuda 8s, 844. So that's all of these. I was very happy, very consistent at the 30 yards. So you're about to see all of them at once. And then I'm going to be moving up to 50 yards in just a second, starting off with the Sovereign Hunters. Again, I'll shot all of them again. Now for 50 yards, as you can see with the rangefinder set and where the ballistic calculator is hitting, nice and tidy group. Now I will say, accounting for 50 yards where the ballistic calculator is set and with it being set for the Sovereign Hunters, a bit of an interesting group placements on some of these. So now with the Sovereigns, they're 8.44. These were a little bit more wind affected as there was a bit of a breeze as well, but overall I would say not too bad. So here we have the JSB Zach shorts, 8.44 grain, and for 50 yards these actually performed pretty well, to be honest. I was happy with that group. Baracuda FTs 450. Again, not too bad for their 9.57 grain. And then the 451s, a little bit more spread. Moving on to again the Kaisers. They actually performed very well, to be fair. And also you can see in the footage, this is where we had a little bit of a downpour today. Next up, the H&N Field Target Trophies. Apart from that one that I think I pulled to the right slightly, that was a nice tidy group as well. Now the Polymags that are coming up, I wouldn't say they're the best for 50 yards, as they did open up a fair amount. And you'll see now, this is where it starts opening up. Yeah, not the best. And the Domed, 8.48 from QYS. This had two little separate groups, it was a little bit strange. Now, nice, I would say not nice spread of the Domed Heavies. Not the best performance by these. And then the Streamlined dropped a little bit lower as well than Heavies, but it actually grouped pretty well, to be fair. And to some of the RWS Pellets. Now, I did have to account for where that one went drastically low, which I was not expecting. And the rest, a little bit of horizontal line. Yeah. Now the super points, these are a little bit all over the place, if I'm completely honest. Super Fields, again these dropped lower than I expected, to be honest. So, nice little group here, just at the bottom of that target card though. Then the Super Balls are next, or Power Balls I should say. And yeah, not the best consistency, but this is what I was really trying to shoot at 50 yards. And Super Mags, yeah. To be honest, that was a lot better than I was expecting from a flathead at that range. And then not forgetting again, the H&N Baracuda 8s. And for 50 yards, that wasn't too bad either. Now, next up, as you'll see here, just going to put all of the target guards up. Next up, moving on to the Slugs, starting with JSB KnockOuts at 30 yards. Now, I did have a card at the bottom here, just you can't really see it in this clip. You can in others, just purely because I didn't know where the slugs were going to go exactly. This is some H&N 10 grain slugs, and those actually weren't too bad. And then the Pro Hunter 9.5s, and a little bit spread, not too bad. Now I'm going to push these out now straight away to 60 yards afterwards, and there's a little bit of a surprise here. So knockouts, JSB, not too bad. Now when we move on to the next one, which is H&N slugs, I'm not quite sure what's happened with the first shot, as you'll see in a second, but the rest of them actually grouped at 50 yards pretty well. Actually quite a surprise. And then the Pro Hunters. These, to be fair, perform pretty similar to at the 30 yards. And then all the slugs are going to be up on the screen in a second. And now back to some conclusions. See you in a sec. So there we go. A very comprehensive test, I believe, at both 30 and 50 yards. And definitely shows some very good consistency with most pellets up to 30 yards. And then 50 yards being where I would say for most popular or the furthest I would like to do pest control. It showed which pellets are the best. And that is honestly where for pest control I very much do favour using the Soverigne Hunters as a slightly heavier pellet. There were a lot of pellets in that shows still some good consistency at further ranges, be it the Sovereigns, the Exact Shorts, Field Target Trophies, Kaisers, even the Baracuda FTs, but then the Baracuda 8 as well. Some of the RWS pellets and stuff, they weren't too bad at 30 yards, but the further you pushed them out, it's a bit the same as some of the QYS pellets, did seem to drop off a little bit as well the further you went out. So if I have missed any pellets that you would like to see tested, then please drop that in the comments and I'll be happy to test those further. So again, this is where the BlackWolf has very much been impressing me, as I do believe it's an amazing rifle and it is currently the top of my wolf pack, as I've said. So any comments always welcome. Please drop a like and subscribe if you can, and I'll see you in the next one.